Evelyn was 72 years old when her own son kicked her out of the house, all because of one simple reason. She had lost her job. There are no screams, no tears, just the soft click of the door closing behind her. Quiet but final. The door didn't slam. It didn't need to, because sometimes silence can break your heart louder than any scream. She stepped outside with a battered suitcase, gripping the handle like she was holding on to her entire life. And maybe she was. Her son Jason stood in the doorway, arms crossed, avoiding her gaze. Melissa, his wife, leaned against the frame behind him with that half-smile people wear when they finally get what they want. "You can't stay here anymore, Mom," Jason said in a flat voice. "We have kids, bills. We just can't support you two. I'm sorry." No one hugged her. No one asked if she was okay. Once, she had skipped meals to buy Jason his first college textbook. Now she was just a burden without a paycheck. She walked, one step at a time, dragging her suitcase across the pavement. It scraped against the concrete, like it was whispering, "Now you're on your own." But what Jason didn't know, what no one knew, was that inside her worn leather purse lay a debit card linked to a hidden bank account with $1.4 million. Evelyn wasn't fired. She had retired after her doctor warned her about back problems. She raised Jason alone after his father died, cleaning motel rooms, scrubbing hospital floors, giving up new shoes so he could have school books. But nothing in life had prepared her for rejection from her own child. She reached into her purse and pulled out a folded deed. 34 years earlier, after her husband passed away, she'd inherited 40 acres of worthless land from a forgotten uncle. Everyone told her to sell, but Evelyn held on year after year, paying the taxes. Last fall, a construction company offered her $1.4 million for a solar farm. The money was quietly placed into a trust. That night, Evelyn chose to stay at a women's shelter, sitting beside people who didn't ask what she had. She shared food, listened to stories, held hands with those who cried. For the first time in years, she felt seen. She bought a run-down cottage and transformed it under the name Grace Holdings. Then she purchased an old community hall and named it Evelyn's Table. Hot soup, clean beds, soft music. A place we've forgotten. 2 years passed. Jason lost his home. Melissa left with the kids. He ended up sleeping on a friend's basement cot. One rainy day, he found a flyer in the library, Evelyn's Table. His heart sank when he saw the name. The next morning, he went to the address and found his mother at the front desk in her beige cardigan. "I didn't know where else to go," he whispered. "I've lost everything." "Come in," she said gently, leading him to a table with warm tea. "This place, it's yours?" he asked, stunned. She nodded. "I had peace. And enough." "Why didn't you tell me you had money?" "Would have changed anything?" she asked. "I needed to know who would stay with me when I had nothing left to give." "I was terrible to you," he said, voice cracking. "You lost yourself," she replied, taking his hand. "That doesn't mean you can't find your way back." Jason cried, quietly, with shame and gratitude, and the kind of forgiveness that feels like rebirth. Spring came slowly. Jason began volunteering at Evelyn's Table, fixing chairs, sorting supplies, patching leaks. Every Friday night, they sat together on the porch, watching children play in the garden. One evening, Evelyn handed him a sealed envelope. Inside was the original deed to his childhood home and the voided check from the land sale, framed together. "You don't owe me anything," she said softly. "But now you know what happens when love comes before pride." Evelyn passed away peacefully that fall. More than 100 people from shelters and schools attended her funeral. Jason stood holding her favorite apron. "My mother once left her home with only a suitcase and a quiet heart," he said gently. "But in that silence, she built something greater than any of us ever knew." Above the doorway, carved into a wooden arch, were her words. "The doors that close behind you will never compare to the ones you open for others." Jason became the man his mother had always believed he could be. Not because she had money, but because she chose love over revenge, forgiveness over pride. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Every click is a show of support that helps us share more powerful and inspiring stories. And what would you have done in Jason's place? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.